What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah. Today we're going to be heading back out into the Shadow Deep for a standalone mission from the Adventurer's Compendium. Now, it is also available for purchase as a single PDF or print book. I think the PDF is like $2 or $3. The PDF is like 8 to 10. Totally reasonable from Drive-Thru RPG is where they sell Rangers products, not Wargame Vault. I always go to Wargame Vault and look for Ranger stuff, and I'm like, why isn't it here? And then I'm like, oh, because they sell it on Drive-Thru RPG. But anyways, tonight the party is going to be taking on or sussing out a werewolf situation. There's been an outbreak of lycanthropy, and I really low-key kind of want to become a werewolf with one of my party members. There is a way for that to happen. I don't want them to die. I just want them to become a werewolf because I think it would be really cool and flavorful for the rest of the campaign. We're going to have some auxiliary companions, so I'm going to have a limited number of my trusty compatriots. We'll have some locals that are going to be joining us. So if you haven't hit that like button, that subscribe button, or that bell notification, please consider doing that for me, as it really does help me grow. And let's pack up our gear and head out into the Shadow Deep. Your captain summoned you in the middle of the night and gave you a letter that must be delivered to an army unit camp towards the northern end of the border with the Shadow Deep. With limited time to gather your companions, you set off immediately, racing through the rocky hills and valleys. You sped on through the dawn and stopped only briefly for a quick meal and rest before you set off again, pushing your weary legs onwards. You watched as the sun slowly sank behind the hills. Thankfully, a full moon shone in the night sky and helped guide you onward. You were just about to call for another rest when you stumbled upon a small group of auxiliary troops huddled around a fire. The troops looked up at your approach, and you saw hope alight on their grim faces. A tall man, well-dressed, stood up to speak for the group. Your arrival cannot be more fortuitous, as we gravely need your help. We are all that is left of a small garrison set to defend High Rock, a little village just over the hill. Last night, a pair of werewolves descended upon us. They tore through the village and the rest of our company. We did our best, but we were no match for them. We last saw them heading for the manor house. There might be survivors, but without help, we have no chance. While you were loath to delay your task of delivering the letter, you could not ignore such a call for aid. Alright, friends, so we're going to play some Blood Moon. So I've got a few of my friends that I've known for a little while, Tobias and Sigvald, with me, along with my new friend Gorbin, the Ogre. And I have my 4 auxiliary companions. I have Orla, my archer, along with... I gotta double check. I know this is Coven, I think. Seb, the woodsman. Coven, the former soldier. And Nikolon, the shamed 5th son of a noble family. Now, in this scenario, there's no need to keep up with the turns. It will go until both of the werewolves have been killed, or until 2 werewolves have been killed, or until everybody's dead. So, one less thing to keep up with. I'm good with that. It is nighttime. Even though there's a full moon, which is very bright, it is still nighttime, so range for attacks is reduced to 14 inches. On the first turn, the creatures will not activate. If we run out of decks in the event card, we shuffle it back up and we keep drawing. Now, this is supposed to be 1 pawn. For the sake of our purposes today, this is 1 pawn, even though it looks like 3. It calls for a 12-inch pawn. I don't have a 12-inch pawn, but I do have several 6-inch pawns. So we kind of put these together. So even though we see this is just kind of where it gets a little bit shallow. There's a clue here, clue in the top of the barn, clue by the carts, clue in the woods. There are also 4 clues in the manor house. In this scenario, it does not cost an action to activate the clue. It's just when you move into contact with it, your activation ends. Carry on. Okay, first up, Ranger phase. Dundrick will move forward his 7. Take a shot at that wolf. Currently at +2. Dundrick currently at +3. Dundrick will get an 8 to the 7 to 9, so that will miss. Orla going to move up 6 and also take a shot at that wolf. Orla's hitting, so that was still +2 for the wolf's +1, and I moved. That's 15 over the armor 10 of the wolf. Will deal 5 damage, leaving that wolf. Tobias going to move up and take his shot as well, see if we can finish this wolf off early. Oh, not like that. We won't. So kind of splitting up the rest of the party this way with Seb. Seb coming over here to provide some melee support. Sigvald, Nikolon, and Coven heading up towards the barn. Gorbin is going to go for a swim. So we're going to go 1 inch and then into the water and take a swim. Okay. That's an 11 plus a swim check of 3. He is fine in the deep water. Gorbin likes to swim. Manages to swim to right there. Not quite making it to the boat, but getting very close. That'll be the end of turn 1 because monsters don't activate. So we'll draw an event card and see what happens. Getting a red ace. Red ace will spawn a werewolf in the barn. Now in this scenario, things that are inside the buildings don't have line of sight to things that are outside of the buildings, but they have line of sight to everything inside the buildings. And things outside the building have line of sight to everything else. So now it is my activation. Back to Ranger phase. I'm going to activate Dundrick. Try to finish this wolf off. 8. I'm going to use my reroll. Oh, that's worse. Moving Dundrick is there. Tobias will take a shot. Oh, there we go, Tobias. Wow, 2 20s. But it doesn't matter because my 20 always hits. So, that's a super dead wolf. Thank you, Tobias. Tobias ending his move here. Orla moving up and then taking a shot at this giant rat. Rat will get +1 here. That's a miss. Going to monster phase, where rats will activate first, I believe, because they have the lowest health. That rat will activate, move, and then be able to attack. Okay, a little bit worried here the way the dice have been so far. Oh my goodness. So that is a 1 +2. Now luckily the rat does not beat my armor, but yeah, I think I'm gonna find a different dice to roll today. And rat will of course choose to stay. This rat I think will double move. Yeah, it'll have to double move to get in on me, so it won't be able to swing. And then flies will have to double move to get to me. All the monsters that are outside ending up here. Flies swarmed. Rats had already swarmed. We're going to activate Seb, who is going to move in and swing it around. Seb's fight +3. Oh my gosh, Seb. No supports anywhere. Rats are +0. So 14 over 10. That'll be 4 damage to Seb. Okay, next I will activate Coven, who will move up in. Okay. 6 +2 is not going to hit. Flies. There's no support anywhere. Fly will beat my armor by 1. Nope. By 2, so I will take 2 damage. Okay, so flies are dirty, diseased creatures, so I gotta make a disease check here. Target number 8. So just anything but a 1 there would have passed. Because I have currently 10 health. Okay, down the line, Nico's gonna swing next. Nope, need 2 dice. Nico is +3, so he'll hit. And rats have an armor, flies have an armor of 6. Womp, womp, womp. However, I did technically win there, so I can push that fly back an inch out of combat, where I will now have support for Sigvald. Sigvald swinging at +6. 16 +6 is a 22, which will hit. +2 damage for two-handed, definitely kill that fly. Gorbin, who can swim over. Hold on, let me double check. Make the check again. And I'm 2 plus my modifier +3. I have no negative modifiers, so yeah, that'll pass. Reaction to climb into the boat and bring himself into contact with the clue token, and we will see what it is. Clue table. Getting a 16 is a horribly mutilated corpse. However, some of the marks don't seem to have the right number of claw marks. Increase investigation score by 2. Code. Okay, now the investigation score thing. So when you roll and unlock some of the clues, they will have an investigation score number and a name. If at any point in time your investigation score gets to 10 or higher, you replace the companion that is listed in that clue with a werewolf, and they are one of the werewolves. One of your auxiliary companions was a werewolf. So let's go to, that's it for companion phase. Everybody did their thing. Let's draw an event card. A red 8. So we got a giant fly is going to explode from an animal corpse nearby. So we got 8 people, so we're going to randomize. We're just going to go straight across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 is going to be Sigvald. Sigvald can make a move check. Target number. Not that. That fly busts out and we place it in combat with Sigvald because he's slow and clanky. We know we've learned at this point in the campaign that if it's something involving Sigvald getting out of the way quick, he's not here for that. That's not his cup of tea. We're gonna have Tobias move in and fight a rat. Seb has to make a disease check. He's fine from when the rat bit him last turn. So Tobias v. Rat. Tobias does not. Oh wait, I do have support, so that's +4. Nope, that's not going to do it. Tobias's armor is 11, so he's going to take 4 damage there. And a disease check. He's fine. Okay, Seb is going to try to kill a rat. Okay, Seb, so you're +2, or no, +3. And then +2 for support, so +5 is, yes, that is enough to kill the rat at armor 6. It only needs to deal 1 damage. Alright, and then I gotta activate Dundrick, who is going to punch the rat. 2 supporters, so he'll be at +6. That is a dead rat. He will then, oh wait, hold on. Then move his 7 to check out this clue marker. 19. I find the body of a dog. Its jaws are filled with long red hairs. Increase investigation by 1, Orla. Okay, and then we'll go to monster phase. We'll start with the ones that are in combat. They both have the same health. He'll be swinging at, I think, him. Coven has already been hit, so that fly will swing at Coven. Coven's at +4. 5 plus 10, or 5 plus 4 is 9 at the 13, which is not going to do it, which will be 2 damage and a leadership check, or a disease check, life check, which I pass. This one will swing at Sigvald. That will 9 plus 6, 15, 17. Yes, that will smush fly. This one will fly in to also attack. So I've got 1 support here. +4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Against the fly's armor of 6 is enough to kill that fly. Okay. Companion phase. Let me see. So Gorbin is going to paddle the boat this way. So Gorbin manages to get to the edge of the pond and out of the boat and is standing there. Orla is going to move towards that clue token. Carrying on. Sigvald is going to swing at that fly. That is a crushing blow. Peeling off this way, Nikolon and Coven, I think, going to go investigate what's happening over there. Either way, I don't know what's going to happen to them, but I'm not super worried about them. I'm more worried about my friends. I'm just going to be selfish that way. So that'll bring us to an event phase. We get a red 10. Okay. Sigvald stumbles across a silver-plated sword. Let's see if we can identify it. Oh, jeez. Oh, that would have been super helpful. Okay, bring us to Ranger phase. Orla is going to move up to this clue and we'll see what we get. 10. I find an old man cowering under a blanket. Treat this old man as one of my companions for the rest of the scenario. Use the stats for a civilian, but he only has a health of 8. That technically finishes out my ranger phase. However, there are currently no monsters in the field, so I'm going to go ahead and move into my companion phase. They're kind of moving up towards the barn. I think they're going to walk in there next turn. Everybody over here moving up towards the door of the manor. That'll bring me to the end of the turn, so we'll draw an event card. Red 3. That'll be a werewolf right there in the corner of room D, across from the ranger phase, where Gorbin is just going to try to brute force that door. Need a 4-up. That is a die. Absolutely just boom, boot kick, absolutely obliterate that door. Gorbin going to move in to the clue marker at that point and see what we find. And 11. I find the headless corpse flung across a bed. From the tan lines on its fingers, I noticed that it wore several rings that are missing. Increase investigation score by 1, Nicolon. Make a perception roll, target number 8. If successful, increase investigation score by 2 instead. There we go, 18. 18 will pass, so I'll increase my score by 2. Dundrick double moving into the clue token in this room. 20. The room is discovered in discarded clothes that have been torn out of a wardrobe. All of the clothes are covered in red hairs. Increase investigation score by 2. Make a read rune rolls. Runes, target number 8. Oh, get it. I spot a pair of boots with strange embroidered runes. These are a pair of boots of soft tread. They may be worn by me if it has an item slot available. Alternatively, they may be given to any ranger or companion after the scenario. Unfortunately, I can't put those on right now. However, I will put them, I can swap some stuff around between and get them straight. But I can, it says that I can give them, since I can't wear them right now, I can give them to a ranger or somebody else after the scenario. I'm going to move Seb into the mix. And then we go to monster phase, at which point this werewolf will spring to action. Now it's going to take a double move for him to get into me. So he's not going to get to swing, because luckily they only move 6. So he's not going to be able to swing at me right now, which is okay. So then we will go to the companion phase. Moving everybody up into the barn to try to corner this werewolf. Investigate the clue. 13. Already got that one. 5. Corpse with a long curved fang embedded in the shoulder. Investigation score by 2 for Nicolin, and make a survival roll. 17. Increase investigation score by 3 instead of 2. Okay. So this escalated quickly. Over here, I made a boo-boo. That should not have been a werewolf. Only one werewolf can apparently be placed because of a random event, and I had the one in the barn. So that is just a regular wolf, which on its move of 8 would have been able to move in and attack Sel. It does have support, though. So that is an 8 plus 5 is 13. Over a wolf's armor of 10 will be 3. And then he has two-handed weapon, so that'll be 5 damage total. Okay, so Nico, the werewolf, will move in and attack, which will snap him. So he's going to swing at Coven, who currently has fewer health. And currently has support, so plus 2. Oh, Coven. Coven, you're so clutch. Oh my goodness, that's really good. Okay, so hold on one second. So with an nat 20 plus my 5 for plus, or no, my 4. Oh wait, plus 4, because 2 for fight, 2 for support takes me to 24. Plus 5 for it being a crit takes me to 29 over 12, which will deal 17 damage. One shy of just outright killing one of the werewolves. The other werewolf will then move into it. Now, as terrifying as this situation is, I just want to point out how thematically clutch it is that I walk into a room that already has a werewolf in it, and then one of the people who happens to walk into that room ends up being the werewolf. That's a chef kiss moment right there. Just beautiful accident random narrative moment, and I love it. That other wolf will swing at Coven. Okay, so wolf is +4, Coven is +2, so that's an 11. I won't beat his armor, but I will beat him, which means I can push him back. Fighting in these tight, confined spaces is super clutch. Okay, that'll do it for monster phase. So we'll move to companion phase, where I've got to start right here. I'm going to start with Sigvald into that werewolf. Siggy, come on, buddy. Oh, 15 plus 6. Yes, that is definitely enough to deal 1 damage to that werewolf. Okay. Okay. 1 down. Okay. It's not... Ooh, just breathe. Just breathe, Isaiah. Just breathe. Okay. After swinging, Sigvald is going to run out. And he is also going to run out. At this point, the werewolf knows I'm here, so it's going to chase me out when the time comes. But that's okay. I've got some time to respond to some things before that happens. Over here, Orla is going to double move this way, as is Tobias. Okay, leaving us looking like this at the end of the companion phase, going to the event phase, getting a red 2. A wolf appears, just kind of comes through a secret passageway or something in the wall and appears in the room staring Dundrick down. So ranger phase, Dundrick is going to try to shoot this wolf. 5 plus 3 is... Oh wait, no. Yeah, I'm the red dice. Yeah, that's a miss. Do some maneuvering over here before the monster phase. So it's going to have to come this way. We're going to move him 6, and then 3 more this way, and we're going to bring Sigvald back his full 8. Okay, and then we'll go to monster phase, where lowest health monster, which will be that wolf, will attack first and attack Seb. Oh yeah, Seb will deal the 1 damage necessary to kill that wolf. This wolf will move to attack Dundrick, lunging across the room. Ooh. He's going to get him pretty good, too. Wolf is +1, so that's an 18 over my armor 11. So that'll be 7 damage. Werewolf here, which will move. They suffer no penalties for climbing, so it's going to bust through this window, climb down 3, and then come 3 more at me this way. Ooh, okay, at least I got him out. I drew him out. I killed 1, and I've drawn the other one out. Okay, I think I'm going to be okay. I hope. Seb is going to move over and engage and attack that wolf. He will not attack. Oh wait, yeah, still going to miss. So 14 plus 1 is 15 over his armor of 11. Is 4 damage. I'm going to come in, take a swing as well. I moved him a little bit. He had the movement. He was at the doorway. He had 6 inches. He had plenty of movement to get around there. So I just shuffled him around a little bit so I could get Gorbin. All right, Gorbin. That's a 9 plus his base 3, 12, plus 4 for support, 16. And then plus 2 damage for a 2-handed weapon is... It's 18 over armor 10, which is enough to smush that wolf as he tips up his little pony keg and chuckles about it. Gonna take a shot at that werewolf. 9 plus 2 is 11. That's a miss. It hits, but it doesn't beat the armor and deal damage. Move up 6 and take a shot as well. She will also miss. Over here, I just want him to stay alive. He's just gonna move down this way. Okay, so that's the end of the companion phase, which will be the end of the round, end of the turn. So let's draw an event card. Red 4. Okay, so a bone-chilling awoo echoes all around. All heroic figures must make a will roll, target number 12, or receive a maximum number of 1 action per turn as this werewolf leaps from the barn window into the barn yard and just proceeds to woo as loud and scarily as he can. So we'll do for Seb. Ooh, that's going to be a super fail. Corbin. That is a fail, I think, because he has will of 0. Sorry, that first test was for Coven, not Seb. For Coven. He fails. For Dundrick. He fails. For Sigvald. No, he passed. No, for Sigvald. Passes. For Orla. Fails. And for Tobias. Fails. Okay. So the only person who has their full activations for this turn is Sigvald. Dundrick's movement technically gets him to like inside the doorway. So I've just got him set right here. But he's actually, when I measure his movement next time, I will measure from the doorway, not from his base, because he's technically standing in there. Next, companions. Sigvald. I'm going to move him first and see where I can get him to. Moving Coven just over here, moving Sigvald double move into this cluster, which will force the werewolf this way, and it will force it to use a double move to get to me, so it won't get to attack this turn. So the werewolf monster phase will move to here. They will snap, but won't be able to fight because it had to double move, which will bring me to the rest of my companion phase, where I'm just going to pile in as much support around that werewolf as I possibly can. Corbin and Seb making their way out of the manor house. Orla just kind of moving around to get to the fight. And that's it for companion phase. This fellow's just going to stay put. Oh, also I need to spawn a rat from the last turn. I forgot about that. I'll spawn it now, and we'll have it for next turn. I totally forgot about that. Back here on this corner of the house, so not a huge deal anyways, because it would have had a random movement direction. Oh no. It's outside, so it counts as being with him, so it would have moved this way. Ending right there. Event phase, we get a red 7. We hear a scream, and as we look over, a young boy has popped up from underneath the wagons. Apparently he was hiding with the old man, and figured it was now was a safe time to come out. So Dundrick moved to here to get out of the way. Corbin double moves into the melee, and Coven moves up and will swing. Coven is +8 to the roll. That is a 17 plus 8 is a 25, plus the 22 for the werewolf. So that will hit and deal 13 damage. We go to monster phase. Werewolf will activate, regenerate, heal 2 damage, so back to 11 damage on it. And then we'll attack. I think Coven has probably got the low. Yeah, Coven has definitely got the lowest health right now, so he will attack. He got him hemmed up pretty good here. Oh, good job. Coven, the retired soldier missing a finger, doesn't go down. So yeah, that's a 26 over 12. 26. That is enough to kill that werewolf. With a that werewolf dies, and that will be victory for me. That was terrifying. The werewolves are super scary. They are tough. There were some really bad rolls for me in that game, but it panned out in the end because I had some good rolls when it actually mattered. It would have been really nice to find and have that silver sword. Would have loved that, but hey, you know, it happens. That's just the way she goes. Alright, so with the werewolves dealt with, I'm free to continue my journey towards High Rock. Let's get into some post-game. So I got 18 XP for all the random stuff I killed, 20 XP for killing 2 werewolves, 20 XP for figuring out which one of the auxiliaries was the werewolf, and 50 for the number of auxiliaries and villagers that are alive at the end, for a total of 108 experience points, which is definitely going to get Dundrick to level 6. Alright, so Dundrick jumps up to level 6 with 86 XP remaining. I got a stat increase. I chose to increase my shoot yet again. Gorbin, Tobias, and Sigvald will each get 2 progression points. I chose to give the boots of soft tread to Gorbin because, as you can see, my man is in desperate need of some new kicks. And as there are no casualties to roll for, that sums up the cleanup phase. Now, the friends that remain, obviously not Nico. Now, I think the way it's written, you could take Nico, but I'm not. He's a werewolf. I killed him. He's dead. So Seb, as well as Coven and Orla, now become companions that I can recruit into future missions. They wouldn't get progression points for this one, but if I take them in future missions, which I may do because they're actually fairly cheap recruitment point wise, like they could be some nice little filler body kind of things. But that's gonna, so then that's an option that I have. Is, more options is always better. Especially once I get into Ghost Stone, which I'm looking at down the line a little bit. I want to get Dundrick up to higher levels so that I can bring back some of the lower level companions I haven't used in a while for the 0 to 5. But anyways, that's going to do it for today for Blood Moon. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a good time playing it. This was a heart thumper for me because those werewolves, again, are just absolutely terrifying. And I really thought that I was going to have some heavy casualties, especially the way my dice were at the beginning of the game. But luckily the dice gods, looked down upon me and shined a little light on me when I needed it, and I am grateful for that. And I'm also grateful that y'all came by, stuck around, hung out with me, rolled some dice today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and as always, may the dice be ever in your favor, friend. And as always, I'd like to say a big, huge, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to our patrons who support us and pledge to us over on Patreon. You guys are the absolute best. If you enjoyed the content you saw here today and that's something that you would like to consider doing to help out the channel, go over there, check out the link in the description, check out the Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, including access to our Discord server. Talk to me, hang out with me, talk about our work, what we got going on in the hobby, some shout outs, all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out if that's something that you think you would be into. And regardless of whether or not you do that, I want you to know that I am incredibly grateful that you decided to stop by and spend part of your day with me today, rolling dice and pushing toy soldiers around. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, may the dice be ever in your favor.